Hi, I'm Nathan Sanderson, Executive Director of the South Dakota Retailers Association. We've completed about 2/3 of the 2021 South Dakota legislative session, and there are 13 legislative days remaining. Recently, we've been active in killing several bills that would have led to increased property taxes for commercial property owners. There are 8 property tax-related bills this session, and we're engaging with those when necessary. Earlier this week, the governor signed House Bill 1046, our proposal to provide legal protections for businesses from frivolous COVID-19 related lawsuits. So you should have peace of mind that you won't be sued simply for continuing to serve the public during the pandemic. This is a big win for business. We're coming up on a key deadline called Crossover Day, which is next Thursday, February 25th. Crossover Day is the last day for a bill to leave its house of origin. It's called Crossover Day because the House and the Senate are on different sides of the Capitol, and all bills must cross over to the other chamber by that deadline. In other words, all House bills must have either been killed or passed the House of Representatives, and all Senate bills must have also been killed or passed the Senate by next Thursday. Crossover Day is a self-imposed deadline that forces the legislature to conduct its business efficiently. Because of this deadline, a large number of bills are typically heard that day, and it sometimes goes late into the night. Crossover Day also marks the beginning of the end of the legislative session, as many of the significant policy discussions have taken place, and the legislature begins intense negotiations on the budget. Legislators often divide the budget into 2 main categories. Those programs that utilize ongoing funds, these are things like funding for education in schools, state employee salaries, the funds for healthcare providers, among others. And those programs that utilize one-time funds. These would be things like replacing a bridge, rebuilding a dam, or funding a scholarship program. This is important because the state receives ongoing revenues, like sales tax and the contractor's excise tax, and one-time revenues, like budget surpluses from the previous year, federal grants, and other funds that the state does not expect to continue. Previous legislatures and governors have been disciplined in only funding ongoing expenses with ongoing dollars, and one-time expenses with one-time dollars. This year, due primarily to the $1.25 billion in COVID-19 relief that South Dakota received, legislators expect to spend around $400 million in one-time money. There are literally dozens of bills that seek to fund specific projects. So for example, Governor Noma's proposed to spend $100 million to expand broadband, $22 million to pay off bonds for technical colleges, $12 million for the DEX livestock complex at the State Fair, among many other proposals. We'll continue to watch the budget very closely for the next few weeks, so for updates and information, click on the Advocacy tab on our website, sdra.org.